Welcome to the December broadcast of Wildcat World. I'm Peggy Hellman.
And I'm Izzy Dow. Let's get right into it.
This summer, Rye Country Day is partnering with Broadreach, a world leader in international education, to sponsor a trip to Iceland. Mariana Sabagal spoke to Mrs. Linderoth to find out more about this trip.
While in Iceland, students will explore some of the common destinations like the capital Reykjavik and the Golden Circle, but we'll be spending most of our time off the beaten path. So we'll be staying in small coastal villages, we'll be hiking in the national parks, and we'll be exploring natural wonders like the geysers and the black sand beaches. We will also be exploring some of the hydropower and geothermal facilities in Iceland. And what's really interesting is that we'll be there during the summer solstice, so we will experience nearly 24 hours of daylight. Iceland is the perfect place to learn about sustainability and renewable energy. So between hydropower and geothermal, Iceland generates 100% of its electricity through renewable energy sources, which is absolutely incredible. Between visiting these high-tech facilities and hiking in the amazing beauty of Iceland and seeing all these things firsthand, students will develop a stronger appreciation for the environment and the importance for conservation. If you are available from June 17th to 25th and currently in grades 9, 10, or 11, we'd love to have you apply. The application is on the Rye Country Day website, and it's due this Thursday, December 14th by 5 p.m. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Next, the 7th grade raised monarch butterflies in an effort along with many groups nationwide to restore their numbers in the wild.
What are the environmental and ecological contributions of monarch butterflies?
Monarchs are important pollinators, and they're also indicator species, which means that their health can tell us a lot about the health of our ecosystem. And unfortunately, the monarch population is decreasing, so part of the project was for students to investigate the reasons for their decline.
Why did you decide to raise them?
Monarchs have an amazing life cycle, and the North American monarch subspecies migrates 4,800 kilometers south each year to overwinter in Mexico. Fortunately, the Rye Country Day School is along the migration route of the monarch butterfly.
What was the process like?
We raised the monarch caterpillars in the classroom. We gave them fresh milkweed, and we cleaned their little mesh containers every day. The other part of the project was tagging the adult monarch butterflies that were flying around campus, which was part of the Monarch Watch Citizen Science Project.
My favorite part of raising for monarchs was riding Valera to JetBlue, so they would know what we had been through, and they could try and help without doing everything we had.
My favorite part was when our butterfly Axel pupated, because it was like a really breathtaking moment when she split her skin and changed from a caterpillar to like this new alien green form that was a pupa.
Speaking of things leaving, the RCDS fencing team is no longer practicing on campus. Teresa Quinto has more info on the new facility.
Thanks, Izzy. Because of the construction of the Cohen Art Center, the fencing team was forced to find a new practice space. Currently, the team is practicing at Purchase College. I interviewed the coaches on some differences between the facilities and how the team has adapted so far.
So one of them is that it requires our busing every day, so it just cuts down on practice time. The other thing that is positive is that the space is a little bit bigger than the former multi-purpose room. We're not quite as on top of each other for the competitions, which has been nice.
I think the team has been very flexible. Everybody's been contributing to adjusting to the facilities.
After that, Coach Rue showed me the storage room and the room he now uses for private lessons. With these positive changes, the fencing team is adjusting quickly and hopes to have a great season. And now, back to the anchors.
Now you might be wondering at this point in the broadcast why we decided to change locations. The truth is we haven't.
Josie Yeager gives us a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into making Wildcat World.
Okay, so open up Google Docs. There's in the December broadcast folder, there's a Google Docs called December Script.
What is the progress of creating a broadcast?
Once I have my idea, I try to get a lot of B-roll because I feel like B-roll is something that you don't really have to think about. You just have to make sure that what you're trying to capture is there.
And what is B-roll?
So B-roll is like the background footage that you put in interviews. So getting a lot of that it's something I like to do first, so you have it.
How long does it take on average to edit a segment?
Well, usually depending on how much film you have, it could be around 20 minutes to like an hour, depending on how much your person speaks.
What is the progress of creating a broadcast?
The day after the broadcast airs, we will get together and we will each pick a segment. Then we will think about who we want to interview. While we're setting up the interview, we'll find footage to cover the screen. We will think of questions that really get at the meat of what we want to ask. And then after the interview, we will edit everything, and eventually everybody will have their segments. The anchor segment will be filmed, and then we just give our segments off to Ms. Hallen. She pieces everything together, and that's the product.
If you want to help with Wildcat World second semester, make sure to talk to your advisor about signing up for broadcast journalism.
And now, for December's Wildcat of the Month, Mick Bronski takes a look at art teacher, Mr. Solom.
I've been surfing since I was 12. I started going to the beach with my family. We live 5 minutes from the beach, and ever since I can remember, from the time I was 4 years old, I spent my time there. I moved to the East Coast to go to grad school, and it didn't affect my surfing as much as getting serious with being an art student.
Where do you surf now?
At Rockaway Beach. My reason for surfing is to have fun, and no matter what, if I'm in the water and there's waves, then I'm having fun. I do sand art at Rockaway Beach. I surf at Rockaway Beach. This is in Queens. I read the beach. I read the water and the air and the sand, and I come up with ideas on the spot. I use a shovel and a pail and a shell, and I will draw with the shell. I will move with the shovel different colored sand from different areas of the beach to the location that I'm working on, and use the pail, a 3-gallon pail, to move the sand.
What are some of your other hobbies?
Thinking. Truly. It occupies most of my time. It's something that I've been doing ever since. I would spend hours as a kid thinking. Just sitting. Some people call it meditating. But I think. I cannot stop my brain from moving. And I'm very curious about most things. And I want to understand most things.
That's it for this broadcast of Wildcat World. As always, if you're interested in being an anchor, have a story you want to share, or have a club or event you want to advertise, reach out to Ms. Hallen or Mr. Kyle.
See you next month!
And happy holidays!